You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, damn, I miss my Camaro, but I'd rather miss my Camaro than miss my children, my family, friends, and loved ones. There's several people, not a lot of people, but there are people out there that still frustrated with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, the 4th Division World Champion, the pound for pound #1, libra por libra numero uno, cash cow of the sport of boxing, the newly super middleweight undisputed Canelo Alvarez. There's people out there that's frustrated with Canelo Alvarez because, of course, they frustrated that he is planning to campaign in the cruiserweight division versus Makabu, a guy that a lot of people never heard of. And people are frustrated because they want to see Canelo Alvarez. Those people want to see Canelo Alvarez with the likes of David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Bubu Andre, Triple G, the trilogy, Zurdo Ramirez, Bivol, Beterbiev. He got a lot to do, man. We want to see him fight him. We want to see him fight. You know why I'm not putting no type of pressure as a fan to Canelo Alvarez? Because in reality, in my strong opinion, Canelo Alvarez got nothing left to prove. Canelo Alvarez is a walking Hall of Famer. Canelo Alvarez is a bona fide first-round Hall of Famer. Yes, I would love to see Canelo Alvarez fight those type of names. Yes, I would like to see Canelo Alvarez keep on fighting. But in reality, he got nothing left to prove to the point where I'm going to be frustrated as a fan and be like, Canelo Alvarez, you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do this. In reality, Canelo Alvarez really don't have to do nothing but defend the title that he has, right? That's all you got to do, really defend the titles that he has. We don't want him to hold up a division as well. But to say that Canelo Alvarez has to fight this after fighting 4 times in a span of 11 months, and where the boxing world are frustrated with a bunch of fighters. The boxing world are frustrated with a bunch of fighters because they're not fighting. Canelo Alvarez fills that void. I'm not frustrated with Canelo Alvarez because he does fight. He fights like it was the like it was the retro days. He fights 4 times in the span of 11 months, ladies and gentlemen. And he also fought 3 championship bouts. It's not like he beat somebody and then became undisputed. No, he chipped away to become undisputed. This champion, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He put in the work to become undisputed. So, I would love to see Canelo Alvarez fight those names. But I'm not pressuring, I'm not frustrated with Canelo Alvarez. I'm not saying Canelo Alvarez got to do this, they got to do that. Because at the end of the day, if Canelo Alvarez retires right now, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So what does he have to prove? What do you have to prove if you're already a first ballot Hall of Famer and you the man, you the cash cow, you are the face of boxing? Now, I don't want Canelo Alvarez to retire, because if he does retire, damn it, I mean, who's going to be putting in some work? And I'm not talking about just putting in some work like 1 time a year. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is putting in, he's fighting more than the elite fighters in boxing right now. And a lot of people is mad at Jake Paul. Jake Paul is about to fight 3 times this year. Regardless of who he's fighting, he's putting up fights. In the undercard, you got boxers, you got legendary boxers like Amanda Serrano. She performing under Jake Paul. I'm buying the pay-per-view because of Amanda Serrano. I'm buying the pay-per-view to support Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion, the pound-for-pound queen of boxing. Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, I am buying the pay-per-view. I can't wait to see the fight with her versus Miriam Gutierrez. Oh yes, I'm watching that. Shout out to Miriam Gutierrez also. Only got 1 loss, so there was a girl versus Katie Taylor. And hopefully we see Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor April 2022. Canelo Alvarez got nothing to prove, man. Canelo Alvarez, like I said, 4-division world champion. 4-division world champion, currently undisputed. AKA pound for pound, AKA the cash cow, AKA get the fuck out of here, man. AKA baby. Got nothing left to prove, y'all. We got nothing left to prove. So I'm not frustrated with him. To be honest, I think that people now, it's time for just to celebrate Canelo Alvarez. I gotta be honest, man. I mean, look at the 3 names that we're naming as guys in 160 pounds. Triple G, Boo Boo, and Charlo. David Benavidez, it should have been David Benavidez, not Kalen Plant, but David Benavidez, he effed up. He effed up. We would have never seen, see, a lot of people want to criticize Canelo Alvarez for fighting Yeardrum. But guess what? He would have never fought Yeardrum if David Benavidez would have never effed up. So don't blame Canelo Alvarez for fighting Yeardrum. Blame David Benavidez for effing up. So, my opinion, I don't understand the frustration that people have with Canelo Alvarez. In reality, they should be frustrated with those fighters. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? If anything, I love Boo Boo and Dre. I want to see Boo Boo and Dre versus Jamal Charlo. I want to see Jamal Charlo versus Boo Boo and Dre. I want to see that fight. I want to see Triple G versus Boo Boo and Dre. I want to see Jamal Charlo versus Triple G. And maybe if they do like if people want Canelo, David Benavidez, he's in position, or maybe you got to go to the 168 and maybe carve your own legacy. Maybe I want to see Beterbiev versus Bivol. Or do we want to add Canelo Alvarez to chip away in 168 and then chip away in 175 too? You want me to put all the work in? How are you going to be frustrated with somebody that's putting all the work? Can you imagine in your own job and you doing all the work, and then your bosses and everybody else is saying, come on, man, you ain't doing it, man. Why you not working? And you're like, yo, I'm the only one that's, let's say, I'm the only one that's flipping the burgers and frying the fries and doing the vegetables and stuff like that. And I'm doing all the work and y'all still saying that I ain't doing nothing. And everybody's just still mopping the floor. That's all everybody doing. Just mop the floor. and Canelo Alvarez is cooking everything. He's cooking everything. He's cooking everything, preparing everything. And y'all just mop the floor. I don't know, y'all. Frustration is out of line. Canelo Alvarez got nothing to prove. At the end of the day, he's going to retire with a legacy. He's going to retire with a legacy. I can't say the same for a lot of fighters. How many fighters you could say right now that is a Hall of Fame fighter? But Crawford, Hall of Famer, Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, maybe Deontay Wilder. Who else? Lomachenko, Josh Taylor, T.O. with the who else? Ino Uwe. But they got more to prove. Those guys got more to prove. Canelo Alvarez has been a professional since 15 years old. Earl Spence. Maybe Mikey. Well, I'm not saying who's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think a lot of these guys is gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. But who's a first ballot Hall of Famer right now? Could count them in our hand, with one hand. So we'll see. Katie Taylor, Clarissa Shields, a lot of ladies, Amanda Serrano, Jessica McCaskill. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Don't be too frustrated with Canelo Alvarez, because I'm going to say it like this. Canelo Alvarez, look, with Canelo Alvarez not fighting, where's everybody else, man? What's everybody else doing? I don't know, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.